to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. Earth from a bird's eye view. You should grow feathers and see this too. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down.
Africa Super League featuring the Pretoria Capitals versus the Johannesburg Wild Cats. We apologize for that brief technical glitch that brought you to the game late, but just in time for the puck drop between these two teams. It's won by the Capitals, back to captain John Fenter. To headmans it to Kleitz. Kleitz crossing the blue line. To Vandermerver. Turns it over. Kleitz spins around. Tries to pass. Doesn't get a shot away. Validus in the corner battling Kleitz. To the point. Radu tosses it in. And the puck is over the boards. Tonight, as referees, we have making his Super League debut, Springbok legend Nick Bucas, and in his final game of the Gauteng leg of the Super Series, referee Diego Bota. Face-off will be to the right of goaltender Ivan Mueller. Face-offs controlled by Bremner for the Cats. A hard check by Skasana. Puck battle in the corner. Comes out to Watson. Watson stretch pass for Van Rooyen. Too much to handle behind his net. It's Vandermerver. Loses it. Quick shot by Van Rooyen, or by Redlinghuis. Goes wide. Redlinghuis battling the corner. It's now Bremner to Redlinghuis. Battle along the corner. Collected by Vervey. Vervey can't get it out. Lane keeps it in. Puck comes out along the boards. Dumped in by the Cats. Will be icing. And the face-off will come back all the way into the Capital zone. Tonight our Hydra statistician is Ms. Liesl Radu, who is doubling as timekeeper. We also have Dominique Stain, Marike Chrysopoulos, and Angelique Berger manning the stats desks tonight. Face-off is Vervey versus Ruthven. Quick shot from the point by Compton's blocked. Battle for a puck in the corner. Leaks out to Validus. Validus and Vandermerver. Validus to Ruthven in the corner. Fierce battle along the boards. Puck comes out to the point, kept in Compton. Quick shot on net. Turned aside by Vandermerver. Out to Lane. Lane wheels and dumps the puck in as the Capitals change. Another short bench for the Johannesburg Wild Cats tonight. I think they have, it looks about 10 players against the...
Get it together. Your mind can't sleep when you let it serve. Now you wanna see me fall. From a quarter mile, I can see you at the call. Think about it, ring will tell you what I saw. When you break it up, you'll see who had it all. You had it all.
And there will be some penalties, offsetting penalties to Gareth Bremner and Vucci Skasana. Gareth.
White, 2 minutes 18, roughing.
So coincidental roughing penalties to Vusi Skosana and Gareth Bremner at 9:37 of the first period, and we'll see some 4-on-4 hockey for the next 2 minutes. As Kleitz wins the draw against Validus, and it's shot in by Fenter. Compton controlling the puck behind his own net. Compton back to Watson. Watson back to Validus. Validus shoots it down. It is 4-on-4. That will be icing, and the play will come back into the Johannesburg Wild Cats zone. With a little over 10 minutes halfway through the first period in this final game between the Johannesburg Wild Cats and the Pretoria Capitals, the score remains 0-0 with some 4-on-4 hockey for the next minute and a half. Face-off won by Validus. Validus gets it out and he's brought down. There will be a penalty to Radu for tripping. That penalty number 16. Guillaume Radu, 2 minutes for tripping at 10:21 of the first period, and we'll see some 4-on-3 hockey. Brought down Jack Validus, who would have probably had a breakaway if he wasn't hauled down after chipping the puck on the boards. Face-off won by the Caps to Compton at the point, back to Validus. Validus down low to Ruthven. Back to Validus along the boards. Out to Compton. Passes too hard, leaks out. Compton has to go back and regroup. Compton, long stretch pass to Validus. Intercepted by Kleitz. Kleitz picked off. Validus controlling the puck. Entering the zone, looking to set up. Gets by Reinhard Fenter. Fenter comes away with the puck. Out to his brother John Fenter. John Fenter one-on-one against Watson. Shoots wide. Puck kept in by Reinhard Fenter. Quick shot on net. Controlled by John Fenter. Wheels in the corner, picked up by Validus, who leaves it for Watson. Pressured by Kleitz. Watson headmans it to Compton. It's a 2-on-1 to Ruthven. Ruthven and Compton against Fenter. Shot deflected by Reinhard Fenter high onto the boards. 16 seconds left in the coincidental roughing minors to Skosana and Bremner. And then we'll have some 5-on-4 hockey for about another 45 seconds.
I'll call when you can jump.
Face off to the right of Van Rooyen, won by Ruthven. Oh, sorry, Thornton. Sanka Lane has to hold up. Comes in, it's Van Rooyen battling in the corner. Van Rooyen back to the point, it's Compton. Compton, weak shot on net. Easily turned aside by Van der Merwe. Headlong pass to Skosana, fresh out of the box. Just far, a little bit too far, and turned aside by Mueller. Here comes Van der Merwe. Oh, sorry, Vervey. Vervey to the point. Shot scores! Vervey to the point to Johan van der Merwe. Johan van der Merwe scored that goal. Definitely assisted by Denzel Vervey. Vervey, I don't know if there'll be a second assist on that or not. Who got the second assist? Second assist is going to Vusi Skosana. 8, oh sorry, number 8. 18 or 8? 18. Yeah, no, that's correct, Vusi Skosana. So he gets the second assist on that goal. So with a little over 12 minutes gone in the first period, it's 1-0 Pretoria Capitals versus the Johannesburg Wild Cats. Face-off will be to the right of goalkeeper Ruan van der Merwe. It'll be Ruthven versus Kleitz. won by Ruthven, not cleanly, controlled by Caps. Here comes Kleitz outside his zone, a 1-on-2, now a 2-on-2. He's got Vandermerwe in the center, can't get it to him. Good body contact behind the net, picked up by Vandermerwe. Centers it across for Fenter, who couldn't control it. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Fenter blows a tire and can't get it out, controlled by the Cats. It's Thornton. Thornton runs into referee Nicky Bucas, comes across the line. It's Vandermerwe with a weak shot, and the rebound picked up by Reinhard Fenter, but he can't get it past Mueller. John Fenter loses the puck. Corralled by John Fenter, who shoots it around, control of the boards by Reinhard Fenter. Reinhard Fenter down low in the corner to Vandermerwe. Back to Fenter, shoots, deflected in front. Puck leaks out and down the net. No icing. Chased by... There will be a penalty for slashing behind the play. Assistant captain Dylan Compton is drawing 2 minutes from an eagle-eyed Nicky Bukes in the zebra stripes, who will give him 2 minutes for slashing at 13:17 of the first period, and the Caps will go on a power play. Compton pleading his innocence with Bucas to no avail, with Bremner also pointing out some infractions that were overlooked by the official. Face-off will be Bremner versus Picardi to the left of Mueller. Won by Bremner, who just chips the puck down the ice. Corralled by Tion Vandermerwe. Long stretch pass is deflected and can't get through. Picked up by Redlinghuis. Watson fires a shot down the ice on net. Tossed aside by Vandermerwe and picked up by Johan Vandermerwe. Headmans it to Vusis Kosana, who crosses the line, shoots. Good shoulder save by Mueller with the puck deflecting into the netting, drawing a face-off in the Cats zone. With 1 minute and 23 seconds left, and the penalty to assistant captain Dylan Compton. One draw by the Cats, and Van Rooyen just fires it down the ice, comes out in front of the net, but there's no one home to pick up that sharp rebound off the boards. Here comes John Fenter, blows a tire, but keeps control of the puck. Back to his brother Reinhardt. Shot wide to Kleitz. Kleitz doesn't get it away. Intercepted by Van Rooyen, who headmans it to Validus. Back in the zone, here comes Kleitz. Kleitz, shot, scores by John Fenter on a nice pass from Stefan Kleitz. It's a power play goal for the Pretoria Capitals, with that second goal scored at 14:34 of the first period. It'll be John Fenter and that is the tally, folks. It's John Fenter from Stefan Kleitz. No second assist on that goal. Here's Verve from his own zone. No, Bremner, sorry. Bremner from behind his own net. Bremner tosses it off to Watson. Watson headmans it to Van Rooyen. Van Rooyen, chip-in effort blocked with a long stretch pass by Chu. Too far, drawing icing. Coming back down into the Capitals zone. Face-off will be to the right of goalkeeper Ruan van der Merwe. Brebner versus Chris Venter. Face-off won by the Cats, but a high stick by Van Rooyen will make them do it all over again. Face-off coming outside the Capital zone as the high stick was played by a Cats player. Face-off won by Brebner, who brings it forward, but it's picked up by Vervey. Vervey forwards it to Chu. Chu brings it in. Shot blocked on net. Battle for the puck in the corner. Picked up by Redlinghuis. Centers it. Kept inside the line by Vervey. Quick shot. Just wide to the left of Mueller. Chris Venter keeps it in, but finally Compton chips the puck out to center ice as the Cats change. Brought in by Vervey. Vervey beats Watson, drops it for Paulson. Quick shot wide to the right of Mueller. Vervey to the point to Chu. Chu. Shot blocked by Ruthven and deflected high, drawing a face-off in the Cats zone. Kleitz versus Ruthven. Draw by Kleitz. Couldn't come back. Here's a partial break for Thornton. Thornton centers it to Validus, who couldn't get a stick on it. There will be a penalty against the Capitals, against John Venter. 2 minutes for delay of game, possibly for putting his hand over the puck. That penalty at 15:56 of the first period. That's.
Ek wil net tape genoeg. Lekker. Dis my tape genoeg. Lekker.
Face-off won by Cats, but no one home to collect it. Puck skied high into the corner. Picked up by Validus behind the net to Thornton. Score! The Cats put one in on the power play with their first goal of the game, scored at 16:01 of the first period, making it a 2-1 game in their final matchup in the Gauteng leg of the Super League. That goal was scored by Matthew Ruthven, number 10, assisted by Keegan Thornton and Jack Validus, brings it to 2-1. Puck down inside the Capital zone, collected by Johan van der Merwe. A long stretch pass to Skasana, crosses the blue line, a shot partially deflected and gloved by Mueller. With a face-off coming to the left of the goalkeeper with a little over 3 minutes left in the first period. The score is 2-1, Pretoria Capitals over the Johannesburg Wild Cats. Bit of a mixed draw won by the Cats. Compton centers it over for Brebner. Brebner takes it into the Caps zone. Turned over to Skasana. Skasana chips it in and chases it into the Cats zone. Van Rooyen can't control it. Comes out to the point. Compton wide pass to Validus. To Van Rooyen to Redlinghuis. Centered by Compton in front. Good pad save by Van der Merwe, keeps it a 2-1 game. Puck deflected over the boards with the face-off coming either inside the Capital zone or just outside the Capitals zone, depending on who last touched the puck. It's outside the Caps blue line. Ruthven versus Kleitz. Face-off won by Capitals, comes back to John Fenter. John Fenter up to his brother Reinhard Fenter, headmans it to Kleitz. Kleitz breaking in, passes it across to Devon Vandermerver, who couldn't get it away. He had an open net. I don't know if the pass was too hard to handle or whether Mueller might have got a stick on it. But it was a golden chance for the Capitals to restore a 2-goal lead. Capitals with some nice tic-tac-toe playing. That goal was scored by Devon Vandermerver, I think by Fenter, and could be Fenter at the point. Off of a rebound that went wide and came back. And Vandermerver didn't miss a second time, restoring the 2-goal lead for the Pretoria Capitals. Again, that goal was scored by Devon Vandermerver, assisted by number 14 Reinhard Venter and number 8 Stefan Kleitz. The time of that goal is 17:32 of the first period, taking the tally to a 3-1 advantage of the Pretoria Capitals over the Johannesburg Wild Cats in their last meeting of the Gauteng leg of the Super Series. Capitals applying some pressure now, but it's turned out picked up by Johan Vandermerver, who rims it around to Tion Vandermerver. That's headman to Franco Robinson. Kept in at the point by Vandermerver. Corralled by Mueller behind his net. Tosses at the corner. Robinson centers it in front of his net. Picked up by Vervey. Vervey wheels it around the boards to the point, kept in by Skasana. Takes a bit of a hit from Van Rooyen. Centering effort by Vervey, intercepted, but he regains control and back to Johan Vandermerver. Centers it up to Tion Vandermerver, who loses it. Vervey chips it across the zone. Compton picks it up to Ruthven. Ruthven headmans it, but Compton didn't go for the give and go. Vandermerver chips it outside his zone to Paulson, who can't control it. The puck leaks back to Watson with a long stretch pass. Validus to Ruthven. Ruthven shoots wide. The puck rims all the way down into the zone to Watson, who can't get it out. Compton. Validus Ruthven was too far ahead, and Validus had to hold up at the blue line. Here comes Devon Vandermerver. Shot from the top of the circle, goes wide. Back to the point. Shot by Chu. 20 seconds left in the period. The Capitals are bringing on some pressure, and they score. Dion Picati skated in from the point and put 1 5-hole on Ivan Mueller, making it 4-1 in the closing seconds of the first period. The pace might be catching up to the Cats with only 9 or 10 players. Some of the boys are showing a bit of fatigue with this fast-paced game. So that goal will go to number 10, Dion Picati, unassisted. As we bring the first period to a close, the score is 4-1, Pretoria Capitals over the Johannesburg Wild Cats, and we'll return to the game after a brief intermission.
Message mij. Nee, Annemai.
Fill me out with your smile. Now the sunshine brings the light. Fill me out with a flame. I will let you in this game. Take me out when I'm down. 'Cause with you I'm safe and sound. 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 Safe and sound.
Clearer because
Welcome back to the second period action in the last game between these two Gauteng-based teams. The Johannesburg Wild Cats playing out of Festival Mall and the Pretoria Capitals playing out of the Grove Shopping Centre in Pretoria. Draw won by the Caps. Fenter puts it out to Kleitz. Kleitz can't get it out. Fenter long stretch pass intercepted by Validus. Shoots it into the corner. Chased by Fenter. rims it around to his brother Reinhardt. Reinhardt up to, headmans it to Kleitz. Kleitz crossing the line, takes a shot, deflected in loose puck in front, picked up by Thornton. Chipped into the centering pass. There's Kleitz in front. Can't get a shot away before being checked by Compton. Wheeling behind the net is Fenter. Can't get it out in front. Compton controlling the puck behind his net. Battling with Fenter. Ruthven and Kleitz join in. Before referee Nick Bucas finally draws a whistle for a face-off to the left of goaltender Evan Mueller, who's had to be sharp tonight. Although he's let in 4 goals, he's tossed away a few as well. And both goalkeepers are holding up their end of the bargain for each of their respective teams. It's Bremner versus Vervey. Draw won by Bremner. Watson chips it up to Kawalenka. Picked up by Bremner, who headmans it to Van Rooyen. Van Rooyen centers it, picked up, oh! Goes to the center, missed by Vandermerver. And Ruan Vandermerver had to be sharp, some brotherly love, saving his older brother from a own goal that would have put the Cats within 2. Face off in the Cap zone, won by the Caps. Sanka Lane can't get a shot away, dumps it in the corner, picked up by Vandermerver, headmans it to Robinson. Robinson loses it to Bremner. Bremner, quick shot. Shoulder save by Vandermerver. Controlled by Johan Vandermerver in the corner. Van Rooyen battling Tion Vandermerver. Picked up by Tion Vandermerver. Long pass to Skasana, intercepted by Watson. Watson waits for the Caps to get onside and then chips it in. Controlled by Vandermerver. Stretch pass to Reve, who chips it up to Skasana. Skasana wipes out Lane. Controlling the puck in the corner. Reve can't corral it. Still in Skasana's skates. Puck comes out to Kawalenko, who chips it in and goes for a change. Long stretch pass to Picardi. Picardi shot. Nice stick save by Mueller on a hard slap shot from Picardi at the point. Earmarked for the far side. Face off to the right of Mueller is Chris Fenter versus Ruthven. Face off run by Fenter, but controlled by Validus. Headmans it to Thornton. Validus can't get it out. Here comes, oh, it's turned over. Kleitz can't get a headman through. Comes to Validus, chips it in front. Picardi just clears it down. Compton, Picardi on Compton. That was Chu clearing it down. Controlled by Lane in the corner. Paulson trying to get it out. Ruthven headmans it to Thornton. Corralled by Chu. There will be a penalty to the Cats. To Thornton. 2 minutes. It looks like it's slashing. To number 9, Thornton at 4:15 of the second period. It is for slashing. He was a bit aggressive on that forecheck and drew a penalty from referee Nick Bucas. Face-off will be to the right of Mueller. Kleitz versus Bremner. Kleitz, Bremner wins the draw, gets the puck out, headmans it to Redlinghace, who tosses it to the center. Radu up to Kleitz. Kleitz fans on his first attempt, comes to Fenter, streaking down the middle. Fenter can't get through. Thought there should have been a call, but gave up on it, went out a call. Puck chipped out back into the Capital zone. Fenter across to Radu. Redu fans on a pass and a good save by Van der Merwe on the turnover by Redu against Bremner. Face-off will be to the left of Ruan Van der Merwe. It'll be Ruthven versus Picati. Won by Picati, but back to Lane. Lane puts it in front. Nothing there. Behind the net. Centered, no one home. Vervet, long stretch pass to Skasana. Goes for icing. Icing's waved off. Skasana taken out on the boards, picked up by Van Rooyen, who tries to get it out and does so as the puck goes down into the Capital zone. .30 seconds left in the penalty to Thornton. Van Rooyen wheels it around the corner. Battle for the puck. Lane pushed down by Van der Merwe. He's checked by Ruthven. And Skasana rims it around the corner. Picked up by Van Rooyen. From the point, Picati can't get around Van Rooyen. Validus clearing shot is blocked and frozen by Mueller as time expires on the penalty to Thornton. With a little over 13 minutes to go in the second period, the score is 4-1 Pretoria Capitals over Johannesburg Wild Cats. Face-off will be to the left of Mueller. Bremner versus Kleitz. Sabres given their, Wildcats given their first warning for a late change. Watson tries to get it out. Unsuccessfully picked up in front of the net. Mueller can't freeze it. A shot by Fenter goes wide. Picked up by Van der Merwe on the boards. Behind to Fenter. Can't corral the puck. Watson from his own corner. Deflected out. Picked up by Redlinghase, who can't get a shot away. Puck's picked up by by Reinhard Fenter. Centers it to his brother John. Shot goes wide. Bremner trying to get out of his own zone. Headmans it to Kowalenko, intercepted by Kleitz. Here comes Kleitz. Shot. High sticks save by Mueller. Tosses it aside. Watson collects the puck behind his own net in the corner. Long stretch pass intercepted by Kleitz, who puts it down the ice. Compton, long stretch pass picked up by Skasana. Van der Merwe, good pad save by Mueller on the turnover. Puck inside the Capitals zone. Controlled by Skasana, who can't get it out. Quick shot from the side, doesn't get through. Lane, mini slap shot. Pad save by Van der Merwe. Puck goes down. It's Van Rooyen and Picati battling for the puck. Good hit. Skasana tries to take on Van Rooyen, but was reversed by Van Rooyen. Van Rooyen exercising some physicality. Skasana hits Lane. Puck leaks out to center. Back to Johan Van der Merwe, who chips it in. Chasing in by Picati. Picati and Van Rooyen. Physicality of play starting to pick up a little bit more. Here comes Lane, tries to get it out. Would have been icing, but played by Van der Merwe to his brother Johan. Johan shoots it down the ice. That should be icing. And play will come back into the Capital zone. With a little under 10 minutes gone in the second period, the score is 4-1 Pretoria Capitals over the Johannesburg Wild Cats. Icing is waved off as Vandermerwe gets there first. Centered it, but no one was able to corral the puck. Battle in the corner, picked up by Roddy Paulson. Tries to backhand it to Vandermerwe. And now the puck is frozen by Compton, drawing a face-off to the left of Mueller. Fenter wins the draw, back to Pakai, shot blocked by Compton, who took it right in the ankle. I don't know if Compton's going to make it. Compton's going to the bench. Compton's hurt. His ankle, he took that right on the side of the skate on the ankle, and that could be the last of Compton we see of Compton this game. Meanwhile, puck's in the cap zone, controlled by the Cats. Hard angle shot turned aside by Vandermerwe, with Piccati coming down, tosses it to Chris Fenter, intercepted with the Cats controlling it, with Paulson chasing Van Rooyen. Picked up by Lane in his own corner, behind the net to Van Rooyen. Van Rooyen fans on the clearing pass, picked up by Bremner. The puck leaks down into the Caps zone. Here comes Kleitz. Kleitz got a bit of a breakaway. Kleitz shoots. Nice pad save by Mueller. Kleitz tried to force that puck through the 5-hole, and Mueller closed those wickets quickly to deny Kleitz the 5th Capitals goal in the game. Shots on goal in the first period were 14-7, the Caps in favor over the Wildcats, meaning the Capitals outshot the Wildcats 2-1 in that first 20 minutes of play. Puck's shot down the ice by the Cats. No icing as Validus got there first. Validus centers it. Oh! And it just goes wide, and Thornton couldn't pick up the rebound with a wide open net. Here comes Radu. Centers it in front, picked up by Watson. Ruthven. It's a 3-on-2 for the Cats. It's in the skates. Offside. The headman pass by Ruthven got into the skates of Watson and drew an offside. The faceoff will be just outside the Capitals blue line, with 8 minutes and 13 seconds left in the second period. Faceoff will be Bremner versus Kleitz. Faceoff won by Kleitz, back to John Fenter. Fenter skating it, headmans it to Devon Vandermerwe, who rims it around the back of the net to Reinhard Fenter, far side. Puck can't stay in. Caps couldn't keep the puck inside the blue line, drawing the offside with the face-off just outside the Cats blue line to the right of Mueller. So Van Rooyen wins the draw. Oh, sorry, Bremner wins the draw. Intercepted by Vervey. Vervey centers it too much for Robinson. Puck in the corner. Robinson tries to center it. Chip down. Puck battle. In the corner, Vandermerwe. Bremner from behind his own net. Bremner centers it but can't get it out. Vervey keeps it in. Bremner making up for his mistake by battling Vervey for the puck. Comes back to Watson. Watson, a long headman pass to Kowalenko. Picked up by Johan Vandermerwe, who can't get out. Compton, long stretch pass to Thornton. In the center, quick shot by Bremner, just goes wide. Here comes Kosana. Wheels, tries to center it, but no one home. Oh, a good reverse hit by Johan Vandermerwe against Redlinghuis. and a glove save played and dropped by Van Mueller. Compton rims it around to Thornton. Thornton brings it out of his own end, headmans it to Ruthven on a breakaway. Ruthven shoots. Good save. Oh, Ruthven shot it. It was a good save. And then another Cats player was right there for the rebound. I don't know how he missed a wide open net. Here comes Chu. Chu in his own end. Chu wheeling, centers it to Kleitz. Thornton levels Paulson in the corner, who gets up and gets the puck to the point. Shot wide from Picardi. Chu, shot from the point, goes wide. Chris Finter almost had a good rebound. Here comes Van Rooyen, 2-on-1. Van Rooyen and Validus. Validus shoots. Puck loose in front. Shot by Validus was knocked down in front before it got to Vandermerver, and the puck laid there for several seconds with players battling before Ruan Vandermerver put his glove over the puck to freeze the play. Both teams changing ahead of the face-off to the left of the goalkeeper. It'll be Bremner versus Kleitz. Face-off won by Bremner, who chases it behind the net. Bremner controlling play, stopped by Vandermerver. But he keeps the puck, centers it, no one home, and the puck leaks out alongside the blue line, picked up by Van Rooyen, who centers it up to Bremner. Bremner, long stretch pass for Kaulenko. Can't corral the puck, and it's turned over. Johan Vandermerver headmans it to, here comes Devon Vandermerver on a breakaway. Devon Vandermerver shoots. Good stick save by Mueller. Back out to Fenter in front, can't control it. Battle for a puck in the corner. Kaulenko to Lane, can't get it. Kleitz shoots, scores! Stefan Kleitz scoring the 5th goal for the Pretoria Capitals at 15:01 of the second period. Assisted by number 7, Devon Vandermerver. So that's Kleitz with the assist to Devon Vandermerver, putting the Capitals ahead 5-1. Bremner versus Ruthven versus Picardi. Ruthven wins the draw, shoots it down the ice by Watson. Vandermerver controls it in his own zone up to Skasana. Skasana with a wild headman pass that goes down for ice. No icing. Wow. And now, I have no idea what the officials are doing now. It was offside, it's now icing. But there was icing on the original play, which doesn't seem to have been called. So it seems like the officials are calling the icing on the Johannesburg Cats. Face-off will be to the right of Mueller. Picardi versus Ruthven. Draw won by the Cats. Compton puts it up to the boards, and the puck is deflected out of play. Draw won by the Cats, who take it behind their own net with a strong forecheck. Watson, trying to skate it out of his own end, has to circle back behind his own net, chased by Picardi. Watson can't get it out. Turned over in the corner. He recovers. Gets it to Validus, who can't control it. Puck leaks out to center ice where Tiaan van der Merwe passes it over to Skasana. Skasana shot on the net, gloved aside by Mueller. Watson rims it around to the side. Ends up back in the corner with van der Merwe. Centers it. No one for the Capitals home to collect it. Goes back to Tiaan van der Merwe, who turns it over to Validus. Validus skating into the... Shoots! Scores! Validus! A low wrister from just inside the blue line. Beats van der Merwe low on the glove side. Not even sure van der Merwe saw that. There was a bit of a screen from the Capital defenseman, but it brings the Wildcats within 3 of the Capitals with just over 3 minutes to go in the second period. That unassisted tally from Captain Jack Validus of the Johannesburg Wild Cats makes it a 5-2 tally with just over 3 minutes to go in the second period. Shot from the point by Picardi goes wide. Chris Fenter had his stick in there for a deflection, but couldn't get it on net. Sanka Lane out to the point, intercepted by Picardi, who takes another shot. High blocker save by Mueller, turned aside, and the Cats come out again, but intercepted by Fenter at center ice. Fenter. Paulson has a shot, saved by Mueller. The strong individual effort by Reinhard Fenter, with the puck ending up on the stick of Riley Paulson, who took advantage of the opportunity for a quick shot, and goaltender Ivan Mueller had to be sharp to save that low wrister from the youngster. Face off to the left of Mueller. Kleitz versus Ruthven. Won by Kleitz to the point. John Fenter shoots. Shot deflected wide. Picked up by Compton. Being chased by Kleitz. Compton rims it around to Thornton. Thornton centering it, intercepted by Fenter. Fenter shoots, scores! Thornton's centering pass inside his own zone was astutely picked off by Kleitz with that high hockey IQ of the longtime national player. Oh, picked up by Fenter, sorry. With that long and high hockey IQ of a hockey player. Unassisted, eh? Another unassisted goal for the Pretoria Capitals. Brings the tally 6-2 with just over 2 minutes left in the second period. Each team is lined with a few national team players. There are 4 national team players on the Wildcats. Yuval Levy, number 17. Jack Validus, number 44. Gareth Bremner, number 21. And Dylan Compton, the assistant captain as well. There are 8 national team players on the Pretoria Capitals, including goaltender Ruan van der Merwe, his brother Devon van der Merwe, and brother Tiaan van der Merwe, along with Dion Picardi, Denzel Vervey, Arthur Chu, Stefan Kleitz, rounding up, and John Fenter. Rounding out the national team players for the Pretoria Capitals. Face off just outside the blue line of the Caps, won by the Caps, controlled by the Capitals, with Vervey breaking in across, passes to Robinson, who can't get it away, and back come the Cats with Kawalenko centering it, picked off by Vervey. Vervey behind his own net. A long stretch pass to Skasana at center ice, with a centering pass to Tiaan van der Merwe breaking in. Van der Merwe can't control it, and it comes back up to Redlinghuis. Johan van der Merwe dumping it in from center ice, collected by Van Rooyen. Van Rooyen taken down, and there will be a penalty to the Capitals for tripping. It'll be number 17, Johan van der Merwe. 2 minutes for tripping at 18:43 of the second period, and the Wildcats will go on a power play until the end of the second period. Face-off will be to the left of goaltender Johan van der Merwe. Ruthven versus Kleitz on the 5-on-4 till the end of the period. Face-off is won by Kleitz, and the Capitals shoot the puck down to the ice. Mueller headmans it to Validus, who puts it back to Watson. Long stretch pass to Thornton, which misses its target, drawing the icing call against the Johannesburg Wildcats, bringing the puck all the way back into the Cats' zone. Face-off will be to the left of Mueller. Kleitz versus Ruthven. Won by Kleitz, picked up by Picardi. Quick shot on net. Stick save by Mueller, turns it aside. Watson looking to set up the power play breakout for the Cats. Thornton in his own zone. Headmans it to Validus, who can't pick it up in his feet, and the Capitals shoot the puck down again. Thornton headmans it to Validus, up to Compton. Compton puts it to Validus with a quick shot, and glove save by van der Merwe, who had to be sharp on that quick release from Wildcats captain Jack Validus. With 1:07 left in the penalty to the Pretoria Capitals, the Cats have been unsuccessful in narrowing the gap between the two teams. Face off to the left, won by the Cats, but here comes Fenter on a one-on-one against Sankalane, 2-on-1 with his brother, sends it to John Fenter, who shoots wide. Lane, long stretch pass to Kowalenko. Kowalenko ahead to Van Rooyen. Van Rooyen in the corner, can't put it out, and John Fenter shoots the puck down the ice. Which brings us to the end of the second period with the score 6-2 Pretoria Capitals over the Johannesburg Wildcats after 40 minutes of play.
Somebody gon' come around and give me just what I need. I don't wanna see you finding, see you looking down and out. Coming to me crying, saying you miss having me around. Gave you chances and you blew it. You so easily influenced. All the times you told me beat it, now you gotta face the music. I'm saying I know that I gotta stay away from all your games. And I know that I found somebody else to love me one day. And you'll realize the grass ain't green on the other side. No, you did me dirty for the last time, so now I gotta say goodbye.
Well, after 40 minutes of play, the score is 6-2, the Pretoria Capitals over the Johannesburg Wildcats in a fast-paced game. I'm joined now by Chris Fenter. Chris is the current president of the Gauteng Ice Hockey Association and vice president of the South Africa Ice Hockey Federation. Chris, your term as GIA president is coming to an end. Can you look back and what would you say are your accomplishments from your tenure and the state of hockey in Gauteng as you vacate office?
Yeah, look, thanks. I think it was just time for me to finish off. You know, I enjoyed being part of Gauteng ice hockey. You know, we came out of COVID. We had to establish or just make sure we stabilize all the clubs. You know, we have enough clubs that's strong enough. We had to make sure that we, you know, develop new players. So I'm glad that this year we've done extremely well with the interprovincials. You know, we won under 16, under 18, under 20. Our ladies won Super League, so that was great for us. We hope that one of the Gauteng teams will win Super League again. So for me, it was just time to hand over to new guys. You know, my biggest problem, my biggest achievement was just to stabilize the game and strengthen it again. Making sure that we actually have a strong team, and the second thing I worked hard on was the culture of the games. You know, make sure that we actually have a product as ice hockey that we can offer to the young kids and that they can enjoy. So that was a big effort for me. So I'm sure the next guys will take it forward. But the culture is so important for us. It's so important for the team, you know, to get people to watch it, but also enjoy it.
And while you retire your Gauteng hat, you'll remain Vice President of SA Ice. What do you see as some of the priorities for SA Ice going forward for next season?
Yeah, SA Ice, I think, you know, next year we will host again the under 18 goals and we will host the senior men. So that would be top of mind, you know. We have a very strong team, SA Ice Hockey, as we have in Gauteng. I enjoy being involved there. I think SAI's biggest challenge is to grow the sport across all provinces. You know, we struggle sometimes with malls closing down and losing ice rinks. But I think for SAI's, the biggest thing is to grow the sport. We're doing amazing work with IHF, making sure they're involved in the game, making sure that we develop new players for the senior teams. So it's just a matter of keep growing the sport.
And you're also manager of the senior men's team. And as you mentioned, there'll be a tournament this year in Cape Town in April. Any pressure on the boys to bring home a medal on home ice?
Yeah, the new coach, we lost Bjorn, you know, the coach before, and Gavin, who took over with Sharif. They're doing a good job. They started the process of renewing the team, if I can call it that, you know, bringing in youngsters and making sure that we have a strong group of young players that can take the team forward. You know, Jack this year played his 100th game for SA, so first one to do it. But yeah, you want to keep on developing a pool of players that you can select from. So for the senior team, again, we worked hard on the culture. The culture is getting great. You know, we have fantastic young players coming through. You know, so we're actually excited. I think definitely we would like to end in the medals next year. You know, make sure we stay in the group, but make sure we can at least win the silver, bronze, maybe gold if we have a couple of good games.
All right, that's Chris Venter. Chris, the outgoing GIA president and the senior men's manager and the current SA Ice vice president. Chris, thank you very much. We'll let you get back to the locker room and hope your boys come out for the third.
Thank you.
jack it up.
Welcome back to the third period of the final Gauteng leg of the 2025 South Africa Super League. The final two games of the season will be played down in Cape Town, with the Capitals traveling down in a couple of weeks, a week maybe, to the Mother City to take on the Cape Town Kings. If tonight's score holds up, the Kings need to beat the Capitals if they have any hopes of snatching the cup away from the Capitals, who are defending champions. We'll begin the period 5-on-4 with a power play in favor of the Wildcats, with 44 seconds remaining in the period to Johan van der Merwe. The Cats will be looking to try and narrow the 4-goal deficit early in this period and build some momentum to try and keep it close. It'll be interesting to see if the temperature on the ice heats up and whether the referees are able to keep things under control, particularly if the gap between the two teams doesn't narrow over the next 20 minutes of play. It'll be Kleitz versus Ruthven. Won by Ruthven, back to Compton. Compton to Watson. It's a long stretch pass to Validus. Validus back to Compton, back to Validus. Cross ice to Ruthven. Entering the zone, Ruthven. Shot blocked, Watson. Quick shot on net, goes wide. Kept in by the Cats, finally cleared by the Capitals down the ice. No icing due to the penalty. With Validus from his own zone, up shoots it in as the teams resume 5-on-5 full strength hockey. Van der Merwe, fresh out of the box, controlling the puck in the corner, rims it around to Kleitz. Kleitz headmans it too far. No icing to Radu. I don't know why, but it remains just outside the zone. Shot in by John Fenter. Van Rooyen from behind his net. Corralled by Bremner. Intercepted by Van der Merwe. Out to Fenter, who had a perfect shot in the slot but was unable to convert. Cats come away with the puck in their own end. Bremner skating around the side. Centering pass intercepted by Radu. Radu can't control it. Loose puck corralled by Devon van der Merwe, who sends it around to Tion van der Merwe with a long stretch pass to Fenter. Fenter can't control it. Puck comes out to the point and kept in. Sanka Lane coming out, headmans it to Validus. Validus' shot's blocked and turned aside. Tion van der Merwe, long stretch pass to Picardi on a breakaway. Picardi loses control of puck behind the net. Circling at the blue line, passes it off to Van der Merwe, who shoots. Deflected wide and high. Capitals controlling play right now. It comes back out to Validus. Up to Ruthven. Tries to get back to Validus, but it's offside as the puck leaked outside the blue line. Picardi versus Ruthven on the dots. Won by Ruthven. corralled by Compton, skating into the blue and takes a quick shot. Pad save turned aside by Van der Merwe. Caps can't get the puck out. Finally goes to Skasana. Turned over to Thornton. Quick shot on net. Goes high and wide. Picked up by Tion Van der Merwe. Thornton reverses him on a hit. Centered. Validus. High wrist shot over the net. Robinson can't clear. Comes across to Thornton. Thornton out of his pocket, picked by Tion Van der Merwe. Johan Van der Merwe, long stretch pass to Picardi, who can't control the rolling puck. Centers it, but picked off by Bremner. Bremner tried to pass to Validus, who was turning the wrong way, drawing an icing back down in the Caps zone. It'll be Chris Venter against Bremner, won by Bremner. Watson from behind his net, up to Validus, who chips it ahead to Bremner. Chu tries to clear it, but Bremner. Sharp angle shot deflected by Venter, sending the puck into the netting and drawing a face-off to the right of Ruan Van der Merwe. Bremner versus Venter. Mixed draw with a weak shot by Kowalenko, turned aside by Van der Merwe. Long stretch pass by Chu, couldn't be corralled by Vervey, who controls the puck in the corner. Paulson working the puck in the corner, taken out by Van Rooyen, picked up by Chris Venter. Centering pass turned aside. Paulson from the corner centers it. There will be a penalty against the Wildcats. There's a bit of a controversy. The penalty will be against Bremner, who is protesting because he has been cut in the lip by a Caps player. The referees are conferring. Bremner will go off for 2 minutes for something at 5:54 of the third period. And it looks like the refs will be calling a high sticking penalty against the Capitals. Their blood was drawn. It's not sure if it's 2 or a 4. 2 minutes high sticking against number 11, Denzel Vervey.
I'd love to be able to do that as well.
With Bremner going off for cross-checking. That's Bremner for cross-checking and Vervey for high sticking, offsetting minors at 5:54 of the third period. We'll have some 4-on-4 hockey for the next 2 minutes of play. Long stretch pass intercepted by Reinhard Venter, who fakes a shot, then comes in. A heavy wrister goes wide. Venter centers it to Kleitz. Kleitz takes a shot, doesn't get through. Ruthven sends it down the ice on net. Otherwise it would have been icing. Radu up to Kleitz. Kleitz crossing the long stretch pass to Van der Merwe. Van der Merwe had his pocket picked by Ruthven. Comes out to Redlinghuis. Redlinghuis being chased by Devon Van der Merwe. Circles back at his own zone. Finally gets some steam. Breaks across the center ice. Loses control of the puck. In the corner. 4-on-4 hockey for the next minute and a bit. Picked up by Johan Vandermerwe. Skating up. Long stretch pass to Devon Vandermerwe. Picked up on the blue line. Back to his brother Johan. Can't get a clean shot. Watson from behind his own net with about 30 seconds left in the 2 penalties. Long stretch pass to Thornton. Draws an icing call back in the Cats zone. With 24 seconds left in the coincidental minors to Vervey and Bremner. The score is 6-2, the Pretoria Capitals prevailing over the Johannesburg Wild Cats. Compton versus Kosana in the face-off circle. Won by Compton. Back to Thornton. Both players are back on the ice. We're playing 5-on-5 hockey. Cats control the puck against the boards. Leaks out to center. Here comes Thornton. Thornton gets by Vandermerwe. Shot on net, turned aside by his brother Ruan. Thornton again in the corner. To the point, Watson. Weak wrist shot, doesn't get through. He chips it into the corner. Redlinghuis. Battle for the puck in the corner with Bremner coming out in control. Bremner back to Compton. Compton wheeling in the corner, centers it. Stick save by Vandermerwe. Headman pass to Picardi. Picardi's got wheels. He's got Vervey. Shoots. Hit the stick of Mueller. Deflected high into the net. Drawing a face-off in the Cats zone. With just under 10 minutes gone in the third period, the score remains 6-2, Pretoria Capitals over the Johannesburg Wild Cats. Fenter against Ruthven. Fenter wins the draw. Shot from the point goes wide. Corralled by Thornton. Lane in the corner. Can't get it past Vervey. Puck rimmed around to the boards. Cats can't get it out. Kept in by Paulson. Collected by Thornton. Chris Fenter on Thornton. Thornton rims it around. There will be a penalty against the Capitals. The goalie is going to the bench for the Capitals, or for the Cats, as the Capitals have a 6-on-5 man advantage on a delayed penalty, which is picked up by the penalty be against Chris Fenter. 2 minutes at 10:06 for interference. Number 3, Chris Fenter, 2 minutes for interference at 10:06 of the third period. The Cats will be anxious to try and narrow the gap with only less than 10 minutes remaining in the third period. Face-off won by the Cats. Watson shot, hit the pads of Vandermerwe and tossed aside. Mueller leaves it for Compton, wheeling behind his own net, chased by Kleitz, drops it for Watson. Watson to Bremner. Bremner passes to Redlinghuis. Redlinghuis intercepted by by Kleitz. Kleitz sends it back to John Fenter, who shoots it down the ice, picked up by Watson. Watson to Compton. Compton looking to make a pass. Toe drags Fenter up to Bremner. Bremner looking to set up in the zone. Bremner along the boards, mid-wall. Bremner down low to Compton. Compton looking to center Might try and force it. He does. Intercepted and tossed out. Here comes Reinhard Fenter in the corner on Watson with a trailer. Radu can't get it out to the center. Radu was streaking in all alone in the slot. Radu from behind the net centers it. Deflected by Compton. Rimmed around to Watson. With about 30 seconds left in the penalty to Chris Fenter. The puck is chipped up by Validus. Johan van der Merwe can't get it back. Goes to Tion van der Merwe. Kleitz headmans it, intercepted by Ruthven. Ruthven in the zone. Takes a shot. Tipped wide by van der Merwe. Caught a piece of his glove, but he didn't get all of it. Enough to send it wide. Puck along the midwall. Comes out to Lane at the point. Lane. Weak shot. Couldn't get through. Here comes Picardi. He's got the shot. Scores! Picardi. With Lane and Van Rooyen draped all over him. Manages to get the puck clear and get a quick shot away that beats Mueller. Making it 7-2 with 7:50 left in the third period. That's number 10, Dion Picardi, unassisted at 12:10 of the third period. Oh, they did give an assist on that. They gave an assist to number 8, Stefan Kleitz. Picks up another point in the league. Puck's out at the point. Van der Merwe shooting it into the corner. Picked up by Bremner and the Cats. Headmans it to Redlinghuis. Dumps it in the corner. Van der Merwe wheels, plays it up the midwall. Not out. Kept in by Kowalenko. Caps regrouping. Long stretch pass. Wow. Trying to hit Johan van der Merwe, but way too much. Offside. Van der Merwe's got to wait until Robinson clears the zone. Picked up by the Cats, who can't seem to get it out. Picardi, quick shot on net. Saved by Mueller. The score is 7-2 in favor of the Pretoria Capitals over the Johannesburg Wild Cats. With a little over 13 minutes and 8 seconds, there will be a penalty to Redlinghuis. Redlinghuis will go off for hooking at 13:08, putting the Pretoria Capitals on another power play as they look to cement their dominance of this game. Face-off won by the Cats. Puck in the corner. Watson and Devon van der Merwe battling with Reinhard Fenter and Ruthven in there for support. Ultimately drawing a face-off to the left of Mueller. Ruthven versus Kleitz. Kleitz wins the draw and controls the puck. Centers it to Fenter, who couldn't get a shot away. The puck is shot down the ice. Radu to John Fenter. Headmans it to Devon van der Merwe, who crosses the blue line. Centers it to Kleitz. A weak shot got through, was stopped by Mueller and rimmed around and down the ice by the Cats with about a minute left in the penalty to Redlinghuis. Devon van der Merwe crossing the blue line, centers it, but it was too much and the puck goes outside the blue line. Reinhard Fenter now inside the zone. Reinhard Fenter Van Rooyen clears the puck down the ice. Collected by John Fenter. Headmans it to Pacati. Pacati bringing it in. Picked by Lane. No, Pacati still has it. Pacati at the blue line. Over to Fenter. Fenter to his brother John. A bit wide. And it leaks. Pacati. Paulson scores! Wow! A wicked wrister from the blue line by Riley Paulson. Beats Mueller. It looked like it handcuffed him on the far side. That's Riley Paulson, assisted by number 10, Dion Pacati, and number 8, Stefan Kleitz. That's Paulson's first Super League goal, and he will get a souvenir puck for his efforts. That's Paulson scoring the 8th goal at about 14:08 of the 3rd period with a wicked wrist shot, bar down. Makes it 8-2. Capitals over Cats. Shot from the point by Sankalane. Pad save by Vandermerver. Chu loses a wheel before the blue line. Stretch pass to Validus, who's beaten. He's got Vervet beaten. Validus shoots. Glove save by Vandermerver. Keeps it a 6-goal difference. Van Rooyen now coming through. Can't get through. It's Paulson again, deep in the corner by himself. He's got Pacati trailing, but he can't get it to him. Paulson. Puck picked up by Pacati in the corner. To Vervet. Shot from the point. Easily saved by Mueller with no traffic in front. He saw that all the way. With a little over 4 minutes remaining in the 3rd period. The score is the Pretoria Capitals 8, the Johannesburg Wild Cats 2 in their final matchup of the 2025 South Africa Super League. Kleitz versus Compton in the circle. Won by Compton. Lane picks up the puck and rims it around the back of his net. Puck goes out. Won't be icing. It was tipped by a Capitals player. Mid-ice, it's Lane. Chips the puck in. Chased by Kawalenko on Vandermerva. Pacati leaves it for Kleitz but loses it. Now it's controlled by Redlinghuis. Redlinghuis to Compton in the corner. Compton looking to force it far side to Lane at the point. Lane juggles the puck and sends it into the corner. Kawalenko fires it. Controlled by Redlinghuis, who puts it up. It's a 2-on-1. Fenter and Kleitz. Fenter passes it, tries to pass it to Kleitz. A nice block by Dave Watson. Now it's 2-on-1. Oh, Kawalenko almost had a breakaway but couldn't corral the puck. Vandermerver in the corner to his brother, Tion Vandermerver, chased by Compton. Out to Pacati. Pacati headmans it to Kleitz. Too much. It'll be offside, so the Caps have to exit the zone and regroup on the delayed offside. Now the Capitals come out. It's Van Rooyen. 2-on-2. Van Rooyen shoots high over the net. Collected by Vandermerva. Van Rooyen comes out with the puck behind the net. Can't keep it. Ooh. Rimmed around by Vervet. Picked up by Redlinghuis. Redlinghuis can't keep it in. Here's a breakaway for Paulson. Paulson coming out and shoots. Blocked by Validus. Sankalane turns around. Gaining speed at the center line. Comes in. Turns in the corner. Wheeling. He's got around the man. Shoots. Shot deflected. Here comes Chris Fenter. Intercepted by Van Rooyen. Van Rooyen in his own end. Leaves it for Thornton. Thornton chased by Paulson. Thornton around to Validus. Validus up the boards to Ruthven. Ruthven headmans it to Watson. Watson can't corral the pass. Picked up by Chris Fenter. Fans on it. Picked up by Bremner. Forwards it to Ruthven, who couldn't collect it. Picked up by Thornton. Validus up to Thornton. Thornton dumps it in and goes for a change. John Fenter up to Kleitz, intercepted by Watson, who dumps it down to mid-ice, picked up by Fenter, who dumps it into the Cats zone. Gaining speed is Thornton. Enters the Capital zone, tries to toe drag Vervey unsuccessfully. Sanka Lane leaves it for Ruthven. Picked up by Kleitz. Kleitz, hard slap shot with a great blocker save by Mueller, deflecting the puck high into the netting. With 45 seconds left in the third period, there will be a face-off to the left of Mueller. The score 8-2 in favor of the Capitals over the Wildcats. Kleitz versus Compton. Won by Kleitz. Back to the point. Shot by John Fenter. High stick by Kleitz. Will bring the face-off outside the zone. Compton versus Kleitz. Kleitz wins the draw. Back to John Fenter. Headmans it to his brother, intercepted by Van Rooyen. Van Rooyen across the line. Loose puck. Shot. Pad save by Vandermerve. Puck comes back out and clears the blue line with 20 seconds left in the game. Picked up by Devon Vandermerve, who can't get across the blue line and has to regroup. Tosses it in with 10 seconds left. Compton chased by Fenter. Fenter wins the battle. 6 seconds left. And Validus can't clear the zone before the whistle blows to end the third period. Our final score today, the Pretoria Capitals 8, the Johannesburg Wild Cats 2. Shots on goal after 2 periods were 29-17 in favor of the Capitals. The Capitals will now travel down to Cape Town to play 2 games against the Cape Town Kings, after which the 2025 Super League champion will be crowned. Both teams got production from their national team players, with players like Bremner and Validus and Compton playing a major role for the Wildcats, and national team players like Kleitz and John Fenter and Picardi playing a major role for the Pretoria Capitals. Matthew Ruthven will be the player of the game for the Johannesburg Wildcats. Ruthven's had a solid tournament, contributing lots of points and lots of hustle, particularly on his forecheck.
Pretoria Capitals, number 11, Denzel Vervey.
And the player of the game for the Pretoria Capitals is number 11, Denzel Vervey. A solid national team player and a great 200-foot player with a very high hockey IQ. So that will wrap up the Gauteng leg of the 2025 and 25 South Africa Super League. Please stay tuned for the remaining 2 games in Cape Town towards the end of the month. And we'd like to thank our sponsors, Mazani Water, which keeps all our players and managers and officials hydrated throughout the tournament, as well as Spur Oak Ridge and Spar Cullinan, who have supported hockey in South Africa through their generous sponsorship of the South Africa Super League. We hope you've enjoyed this entertaining game. Lots of goals, a few penalties, as the final 2 games head down to the Mother City before crowning the 2025 champion. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the game. Good night, and God bless.